What if I lost every single one of my watercolour supplies tomorrow? No paints, no brushes, no paper, nothing. If I had to start again from scratch, there are 4 items that I would buy first. No expensive extras, no overwhelming choices, just the supplies that will actually help me enjoy painting. Technically, you'll also need a jar of water or a cup of water, but I'm assuming you've already got one of those. And I'll also link everything I mentioned in the description below, because when I do this, a lot of people often ask where I buy my supplies from. So let's get started. Number 1 is obviously paper. You need good paper. And that's one thing I wouldn't compromise on, is the good quality paper. And I'm going to recommend these sketchbooks. I love them so much. I have 3 in total. Good paper makes the big difference, more than beginners actually realise. This sketchbook is a Fumu 100% cotton watercolour sketchbook. You've got 30 sheets. But if you use both sides, that's going to equal 60 sheets. It's brilliant value and it's really good at handling water, and it's become one of my really favourite sketchbooks to paint in, and I've had a few. If your budget does allow, I got this at around £18 in the UK, but I have seen them hovering slightly lower, sometimes slightly higher. I'll just have a quick flip through so that you can see it inside, and I'm going to tell you how you can make your paper go that little bit extra further as well. Is that the right saying? A little bit extra further? Get more value out of your paper, that's what I mean. This is my sketchbook, by the way, so please don't be horrified at some of the bad pictures. But what I wanted to show you is you can split a page into sections. So I'll show you this one. I was trying to paint a landscape. I'm not good at landscapes, but anyway, you can split the page into 4 and use your masking tape or your washi tape, and then you can draw or paint in smaller sections basically. I've done another one here. Like I say, it is really bad, but split it and your paper will basically go further and therefore more value for money. There's lots of other sketchbooks on the market, don't get me wrong, but this is the best one that I've seen, and from what I've used, the paper is really good, and I do use quite a lot of water. You can paint 1 flower at a time or 1 leaf at a time. This is what I've done here just to try it out. I was trying out some colours, and you can do exactly the same. But you need to have really good paper, absolutely, for your watercolour painting and your watercolour practices. You can use this for swatches as well. So you don't have to show anyone if you don't want to, but I am showing you things that I've tried and tested. Some things have worked, some things haven't, but that's the fun of it. Number 2, 1 good brush. I repeat, you only need 1 good brush. Not 100 like I showed at the beginning, and I didn't realise I had so many brushes. This one is the Princeton Neptune size 8, and I would recommend this for absolute beginners, and it's the one I still use quite a lot of. It holds a lot of water, it comes to a fine point, and it's incredibly versatile. You can paint your washes, leaves, flowers, and surprisingly quite fine details, all with this 1 single brush. Like I said, when you're starting out, you don't need hundreds and hundreds of brushes. 1 quality brush will take you further than a whole set of cheap ones. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make isn't actually technique, it's buying the wrong supplies. So a cheap brush, cheap paper, cheap paint, it may be good on your purse strings, but once you start using them and seeing that they're not actually fit for purpose, you'll just go out and buy more things anyway. Number 3 is watercolour paints. I would choose Winsor & Newton Cotman, and I've used these for years, and I still think they're one of the best beginner paints available. It's a great brand. Winsor & Newton have been producing in the UK for the whole world for something like 190 years, so they've been around a little while. They're reliable, the colours mix beautifully, they're perfect for learning colour mixing without spending a fortune on professional paints. You don't need loads of colours like I showed you at the beginning, because then you can become overwhelmed and then have to think about what colours to choose, what will work, what won't work. It's a little bit overwhelming when you've got too many things in one sense. You also get this little brush as well, which if you buy the Princeton Neptune brush and then you get this little brush as well, then you've got another brush for details as well. It's not the best of brushes, to be honest. Like I say, I would just use it for little tiny details, and if you're out and about, then this little set is perfect. I take this set with me when I go on holiday as well. So far it's been fine on the plane. And I'm not saying you have to buy these products that I'm recommending. I'm just suggesting an idea for you. I do have lots of paints and paper, as you saw earlier. This is just what I would recommend. Number 4 is a ceramic palette. My final essential isn't exactly glamorous, but you need something to mix your painting on. But I honestly wouldn't want to paint without it. You can just have a simple ceramic palette, like a plate if you want to, or an old plate if you've got that. But the reason why I like this is because if you get a plastic one, for example, I've got this one here, every time I try and clean it, it just doesn't clean, basically. And it's a plastic palette, but I've got some expensive paints in there, so I don't really want to ruin the setup, but basically it doesn't clean. In fact, if you give me a second, there we go, you can see that it's all stained basically, and it just looks horrible. It's got this horrible sound as well. I just don't like it. But going back to this really nice little ceramic palette, not only is it very pretty and really easy to use, the wells are sort of deep enough to put your colours in there, make a nice little watery mixture. I've used this one a few times. There's no colours in there, it just comes up lovely and clean. The other thing I like about this as well is the fact that you can either buy it as a single item, or you can buy it as 2s or 3s, and this was actually a pack of 3, and they are stackable, so you can put your colours in and then stack them up. You don't have to waste your paints, you just reactivate them by spraying with a little bit of water, and I absolutely love them. So if I genuinely had to start all over again, this is exactly what I would buy. Good cotton paper, one quality brush, a reliable set of paints, and a ceramic palette. Those 4 things would get me painting happily again straight away. There are some supplies that I absolutely love, like Daniel Smith, my silver black velvet brushes, Archers and Bao paper, but I don't want to overwhelm you, and those you can upgrade to at a later stage. So I'll keep them for another video. If there's anything here that I've mentioned that you'd like to look at further, check the description box. All the details will be in there, and there'll be some links for you as well. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Happy painting. Bye.